You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcast on the Parental Leave Directive.
If you consider that most people become parents during their lives, and that most of these are active in the labour market when they acquire this new dimension to their lives, you'll quickly understand why parental leave raises so much attention. To reduce disparities between member states, the European Parliament is expected to call for a review of the EU Directive on parental leave. Stay tuned.
Working parents in some EU countries may experience a certain degree of jealousy when they compare their parental leave package with that of some of their neighbours. More weeks off, more pay, and more security for when the leave is over.
The entitlements vary from country to country, but what do we refer to when we say parental leave?
According to the OECD, it is a protected form of leave of absence from employment which is related to childcare. It can be granted to one parent individually or collectively to both parents, with certain periods reserved to the mother or to the father.
But parental leave can be linked to other forms of leave, aimed at helping parents to find the right family-work balance, such as maternity and paternity leave, or leave for adoption or childcare. So who decides how much leave parents are entitled to take from their jobs?
In the EU, parental leave is regulated by a 1996 directive, which was last amended in 2013. It sets minimum requirements to facilitate the reconciliation of parental and professional life.
For instance, a minimum of 3 months of individual entitlement to parental leave, protection against dismissal, and a right to return to the same or an equivalent job afterwards.
After several revisions, the duration of parental leave was increased to at least 4 months, and new types of leave were introduced, such as paternity leave, leave for adoption, and for the care of family members.
The updated rules also sought to encourage more equal take-up of leave between fathers and mothers, and provided the right to request changes in the working schedule when back to work.
Provided these minimum requirements are respected, member states are free to decide on their own conditions for parental leave, such as the duration, the remuneration or limits based on the child's age, and that's where the gap begins to grow.
Indeed, so what's the view of the European Commission and the Parliament?
In 2015, the European Commission published a roadmap on work-life balance in the context of the revision of the Maternity Leave Directive and launched a consultation to ensure the EU's legal and policy framework matches the needs and challenges of working parents today.
In its 2016 work programme, the Commission also announced a new start for working parents. However, we're still waiting for the final report on the implementation of the Parental Leave Directive and a revision of related text. So what about the Parliament?
Well, the European Parliament has consistently stressed the importance of equality in parental leave and called for affordable schemes. In March 2016, the Committee for Employment and Social Affairs voted on the report on the application of the 2010 directive.
While MEPs welcome the fact that member states have transposed the measures of the directive beyond the stipulated minimum, they regret that not all countries have provided the Commission with correspondence tables between the provisions and the transposition measures, and that social welfare rights are not always granted throughout the entire duration of parental leave.
So for the committee, it's time to revisit the existing rules and extend the minimum duration of parental leave to 6 months. Will the plenary agree? We'll let you know next week at the May plenary session.
You're listening to the European Parliamentary Research Service podcasts.